What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified myself. Yes, yes, Stoney, greatness. And thank you. That was so kind. Thank you. Shut up. Shut up. Thank you. And I am here. The man of the hour. The myth. The legend. The activist. The author. The educator. The entertainer. The empowerer. The conqueror. The philanthropist. The Hall of Famer. The man. Period. So some respect and bend the knee, because they come from all across the world to see. The man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. Oh yeah, he is your king. He is my king. He is King Kevyn.
Roots.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for joining us for another episode of the GreatMines show. Stoney, thank you for the introduction. Thank you to all of you who chime in week after week. We love it. I wanted to shout out to you too, Ty, with the live. You know I love you too. What's up, Kai? What's up to our studio in studio audience who's with us right now? Thank you for listen. Y'all making us feel real special right now.
Thanks.
At least I do.
Thanks, everybody.
You feel special. You should feel special too.
Yeah.
But no, before we get into this episode, make sure you guys are doing those things. You know, liking, subscribing, share this, turn on your notification bell, and join the conversation as we talk about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, Episode 10. This one is the Snatch Game. So if you've watched it, please, we want you to be in the conversation. Now, listen, don't jump ahead. Stick with the topic because y'all like to spoil your stuff. Let's bit by bit. Yes. All right, just as long as you bringing some of that food over.
I know.
Make sure you bringing some of that food over after the show.
Some chicken and some ribs,
yes,
some hamburgers, and hot dogs. Stuff. I like a little char.
I was just about to say I wanted a little char.
Just a little char.
So
just
make your way over when the show's over with. All right, so no, we're talking about Snatch Game.
Yes,
and we are bringing
episode 10.
Episode 10.
The merge.
We're talking about episode 10, which happens to have Snatch Game in it.
The merge.
I'm super excited about Snatch Game every season.
I'm excited about the merge.
This is the semifinals where all three brackets, top 3 winners make it in, and they have to compete together. So let's bring out the girls.
The merge.
From bracket 1, we have Bosco, Irene the Alien, and Aja. From bracket 2, we have Mistress Isabel Brooks, Georges, and Lydia Butthole Collins. And from bracket number 3, we have Diabetti, we have Ginger Minge, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
What's up, Grit? I see you. How you feeling? I had to get loud with you because you give me that energy. Yes, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Do I gotta be excited about it?
Yes.
I don't want to
because she earned points to get here.
Did she?
She did. They were given within the rules of the game, and she got here. So within the rules of the game.
Well, I'll accept that, but it was a win. Anyway, so they come out with their new runway looks, and you highlighted just now how Lydia Butthole Collins is the only queen.
Yes.
To have 3 entrance looks within 1 year.
Yes, within a 12-month span, she has had 3 entrance looks and everything.
What's up, Reggie?
She came in season, what was it, season 17? Was that 17? Yeah, season 17.
Drag
and
Race.
Then she came right back you know, in her
It's
bracket.
All-Star, the
Yeah.
first bracket.
Yep. And then now the
She
merge.
made it to the semifinals.
You know, yeah. So hey, Lydia is making history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, she's not the only person making history.
No.
There are a couple of history makers on this season.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Before the this episode's competition is revealed, RuPaul just has to update the girls on what the rules are now
for the semifinals. Yes. So
they've changed. So
yes. So all of the points from the previous brackets are now you know gone. You know, they don't matter basically. So the basically it is a regular race. All right, from here on out. What is going to happen every week between now and I guess the finale is that there will be a elimination. All right, and the top that she will name RuPaul will name a top queen, and they will get $10,000 for winning the Maxi Challenge. And the two bottom queens will lip sync for their lives, and one of them will be told to sashay away.
And I'm so happy about this.
Yes,
this actually makes me happy, although it puts almost all of the narrative in RuPaul's hands, and like you gotta really do really good to make sure you don't end up in the bottom now. But hell, you're all-stars. It should be nothing for y'all. And then she reveals this week's challenge is going. Main challenge will be the Snatch game, not Snatch Game of Love.
Snatch
game. That alone made me happy. But then, as we get into the Snatch game, they go back into the workroom, and like, where do you want to go? Do you want to talk about Ru talking to the girls
about their persons?
Yes.
Well, so we can. Did you want to touch on the mind games?
Well, yeah, mostly the mind games, because there was a highlighted moment for me during the table talks was when Mistress was talking, and you kind of saw the human, like, this isn't for TV because the TV girl is the bad girl, but like this moment, I'm being vulnerable. Your look just said no. Don't buy the cap.
Nope.
But it was real. So the moment I'm talking about is Mistress Isabel Brooks was talking to RuPaul, and RuPaul acknowledged since her bracket she's lost a significant amount of weight.
Both her and Ginger have lost a significant amount of weight, over 100 pounds each. Like, yeah.
So that was a big thing to highlight, because people deal with body dysmorphia in different ways, and her change makes her feel lighter, makes her feel better about herself. I'm going to say loosely, but in her confessional, she was also talking about like the opportunity that she's gotten since she's been on Drag Race, and how it's really changed her life, and she's doing things she never did. Like, that was a vulnerable, inspiring moment for me. I appreciated that moment. Now back to the show. Mistress, you rotted evil little bit. Let me stop.
So Mistress made it a point to make sure that everyone knew that her mission was to play mind games with Ginger.
And Ginger Mint. She said it herself. I will break her.
Yes, and Ginger is not here for it. Ginger is really just being Ginger. And we'll see how that turns out, because throughout the episode there were moments. You can feel free to watch it on Paramount Plus. This is not a plug. We do not, y'all are watching. We know y'all watch. So if y'all would like us to plug again, just call and we can discuss. Okay, Ru, wow,
So, I don't think that there were any real other highlights for the roundtables, other than I wanted to make sure that we talked about this weight thing with Ginger Minge and Mistress, and Mistress having this vulnerable moment since she's lost her weight. It will resurface in this episode. But then we get to the Snatch game. Anything that you want to talk about before we talk about the
Nope. Let's
queens
dive
and
into
their characters?
the Snatch game, into their characters. So Bosco is a Las Vegas like MC person who
Who also is a drag queen, right?
No, I don't think so. Who also did
Impersonation,
like impersonations as well. And her name was Kenny Kerr. All right, was who Bosco was doing for the Snatch game.
and then we had Georges, who was doing Pitbull.
Mm-hmm. And then we had Irene as Zsa Zsa Gabor.
And then we had Cuckoo as Dracula, which initially I was kind of excited about.
Yeah. Then we had Ginger Minge, who was Reba. Lydia Butthole Collins, who was a drag queen artist person called Pete Burns. Diabetti was Jane Lynch. And Mistress Isabel Brooks was Natalie Nunn. And then Aja. All right, and this is kind of, this Aja. See, I don't know if you watch. I'm pretty sure you watched the show. Pretty sure, or somebody in your orbit watches the show. All right. You knew that we were going to dive into this one. Like I'm pretty sure.
Known.
Pretty sure, because we are. This is local to us. All right. But Aja was Cookie Tookie, Samantha James. 1, 2, 3, get up off on dicks. Ishondala Kundala.
So as you guys see on the read the last person and then
that was everybody.
No, oh yeah, we talked about Cynthia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I left this one up on the screen for a little bit because I definitely wanted to shout out Miss Cookie Tookie because she was a Philly local legend.
Mm-hmm.
She was messy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
She was all over the place, and we loved her. We laughed at her. She knew that she was entertaining us. She would be up in church acting the fool and didn't care. She was a mortician. Like, listen, that's just somebody that I think we all just, we lost her a couple of years ago, and like there's a love and respect that we have. There's a little gap. Again, she was messy. And it's so interesting that T.S. Madison wasn't on this episode to judge because T.S. Madison and Cookie Tookie kind of had this little rivalry thing that they would go through on social media from time to time. But according to RuPaul, she didn't know who Cookie Tookie was. Let me tell you. Shout out to Cookie Tookie.
Yes. Like Cookie Tookie is like, as Philadelphia as pretzels and water ice and cheesesteaks, like especially to the people of color, gay community. Like, yeah, like that's like one of our, private celebs. And so it was like, oh, okay, you gonna just, do that and stuff. And so we're just going to dive right in. Let's start off with Cookie Tookie and Aja and what we thought of that.
Missed that opportunity. Okay, shout out to Cookie Tookie. Shout out to Aja for highlighting Cookie Tookie.
Mm-hmm.
That was about as far as it went.
That was about as far as it went. It was like,
and we try to be conscious of production and editing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they can only make you look but so good or so bad. You got to give them material.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know how long they shot, how many jokes Aja actually had, because that's just things that we don't know. However, you should have been beating those bitches across the head with Samantha James, because she ain't no quiet bitch. She would not have sat down. It sucks that Natalie Nunn stood up more than Cookie Tookie. That was crazy to me. Aja, I don't know if you were just afraid. I know like earlier when you were talking, it was actually after the fact, when you were like questioning your value as a drag artist, and girl, you got it.
And
stop playing.
Cookie Tookie would have cussed Natalie Nunn out.
Yes,
like
she
the way
would
that
have.
she did have on
yes,
that
she
panel.
would
like
have.
it would have been it would have been, you know what I mean?
Cookie Tookie would have cursed all of them out. Like, who the hell are you and why are you talking to me? Like, the thing that Natalie done to Rue, Cookie would have been finding the funniest ways to do it to the other celebrities on the panel. I'm sorry. Aja, thank you once again, because look, you've got us talking. However, try again, boo.
Yeah, no. Nope. Well.
Do you want to talk about Natalie Nunn?
Yeah, sure. We could talk about Natalie Nunn.
All right, so
and
Kai said
Mistress Isabel
one note
Brooks.
For Aja's performance of Cookie Tookie.
Very much agree.
I would say with Mistress, there were no notes.
Yeah, there were no notes. It was just, I'm just gonna bang everything together.
I just feel like, sometimes people don't read the room and don't acknowledge that, like, hey, I'm a tone too much or I'm a tone too low. I need to like check the frequency of everybody in the room, see where the jokes are. Like, I think that the difference between Mistress and Ginger, because I do think that Mistress is talented, is Ginger knows how to read the room. She's an improv master. She knows how to volley. And it's like what Mistress was giving, it reminds me of Sugar and Spice, where they were saying stuff that were not relevant. It built nothing onto the, the conversation.
It was just catchphrases that you heard. It seemed like catchphrases that she just heard.
But so
Natalie Nunn saying, what would sound like Natalie Nunn right
George
now?
is almost exclusively just quoted Pitbull lyrics. And it was funny. Mistress just did the Mean Girl thing without there being, again, a story. What was the point?
Yes. Shout out Stat Boy. She did, yeah. It was too confrontational for one thing.
Because Natalie's not just confrontational either. She's two-faced too. You should act like you want a girl's side, then talk about them behind their back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had things you could play with. There is a nice side to Natalie Nunn that you could have played with, where she thinks she's being motherly and nurturing. It's Mistress playing Natalie Nunn. Like, it could have been good. It really could have been good, Mistress. But what I've learned is that you're not an improv queen. You're the shade queen. And hey, you know your lane, you stay in it. Can't knock you for that. It just wasn't a good Snatch game.
Nope, terrible. Absolutely terrible. And you like, this is a tale for me, because I don't care what no one says. In my opinion, Mistress has regressed.
I agree.
Since her first go round on Drag Race to now. The runways have not been of quality that she displayed on her original season. I think that she is definitely more to create TV rather than to execute and properly execute drag at a level to win the competition.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she's trying to win the competition. It's just like, oh, we're going to give you good TV. And you're around for that. But at some point, girl, you got to bring the drag too.
Yeah. And
you're on the show for your drag.
Yeah. Yeah. The fuck. And it was kind of funny because it was still like, why are you saying this right now?
Right. Because the whole context of her saying it was not funny at all.
Right. Like, yeah, because it's like, that's something that Natalie says, the fuck? Like, yeah, okay. But no, I think that she regressed because her Rosie O'Donnell was good on her season.
Yes.
I mean, like, she has really regressed. And I don't know if anybody is saying that. Everybody's too much crying about, the riggery that's there, but really isn't there, because it could be there. But at the end of the day, these queens have to show up and put a product out there in order for the rigging to work for them. Like,
right, at the end of the day, it's still a competition. And you're coming to showcase your drag. So regardless of how they rig the show, what you put out should still be, hey, this is the best I'm presenting to you guys. So like, that should still be able to stand. There should be no reason for us to sit here and have a conversation saying how we feel like Mistress has regressed, because your drag should still be on point no matter how messy you are, no matter how good or bad TV you think you're making. Your drag should still be your drag. And so Roscoe got me into it. Watched Mistress Mondays, and there are plenty of times when Mistress is in drag and her drag looks amazing. And it's like, I get it, you're comfortable, you got more time, you don't have the pressure of the competition, but girl, you should be bringing your best, and you know this. Another joke, me and Roscoe, was it, did I have a joke with Roscoe? I believe it was Roscoe. We talked about Eleanor. What if Mistress did Eleanor for a Snatch game? Hold on, because it's the weight loss getting to her head. But let me shut up before she sees this comment and reads me on the next Mistress Monday.
If Mistress watches this show,
and if she did,
I'm gonna need her to reach out because, yeah,
I'm gonna need, if Mistress is watching the show, I'm gonna need her to. Well, it's a little late now. The season's over.
Yeah, season's over.
But come on. All right, so this message isn't just for Mistress. This message is for any queen that decides to say, yes, I'll go on All Stars, specifically All Stars right now. You've had your trial error. Irene the Alien was eliminated on the first episode of her season and came back to All Stars, and nobody knew what her body of work would entail. And she has been smashing it ever since she's come back. Yes. She needs to be back on another All-Star where she gets a full season. But Mistress, you came the same
time. Her Zsa
Zsa
Gabor, to me, was very meh.
It was another one-note type situation, but it was still good.
It was still good. It was a safe performance, in my opinion.
Safe, yes. Exactly. But back to Mistress. The Chen was a cute addition. The look was good. It was a very campy parody version of Natalie Nunn.
Right.
I could live with it. There were no jokes. Moving on.
Right. The joke was the performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I felt.
Damn, how do you make a whole bunch of enemies, ruin your image on TV, and bomb and Snatch game? Damn, Mistress.
Like, yeah. After you didn't even do hardly any of that your first go round. Like,
and you in the top 4, then I don't think you're gonna make it. Molly, you in danger, girl.
So next we had who did you want to talk about next? We talked about Cookie Tucky, Natalie Nunn. We touched on
we talked about Kenny Kerr. Let's do Reba. Let's do some strong ones.
Ginger Minge. All right, yeah. So Ginger Minge did Reba McEntire. And I was honestly like, oh, I don't know. When she first said it, I was like, I don't know.
Was it on Piss Stop where they were saying, oh, I'm going to take a big swing, and then she does Reba McEntire, like, for Ginger Minge. Was that really a big swing?
Right. It wasn't a big swing, but it kind of could be because Reba's humor and the way that she delivers it and the way that she carries herself, you have to really thread the needle. You can't really and then it's a
could have been bad
range where you can play with it, like, and be real serious with it or be real campy with it and stuff like that. But you have to, it's a very narrow range.
All right. So again, is it possible for somebody to bomb at Reba? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Is it possible for Ginger Minge to bomb at it?
Highly unlikely.
I think it's just a matter of how she wants to take the character, but
right.
She has it. Now, I have to admit I'm acknowledging some of my bias because I think Ginger Minge is so good that you guys are tossing her a bunch of easy softballs. And I mean, it's what to be expected.
Well, to be honest with you, I also blame production, but I kind of also blame Ginger because even if, like, I kind of wanted a little bit more, yes, it was spot on, but I kind of wanted some more. For me,
Bob Marley. That's a swing.
Yeah, that's a swing because it would have been blackface and then she would have been canceled.
Exactly. No, let me stop.
She would have been out there with freaking snakes for dreads like Utica because she didn't want to appropriate a hairstyle
that Bob Ross wore. Anyway, but could you imagine if Ginger Minge would have done not necessarily the same character, but the same idea of Cynthia Lee Fontaine, where you came up with a fictional character that is very popular that you made your own. Like now, that's a big swing for me, and I think that would have ate for Ginger Minj.
Or like Trinity did with the devil, you know, yeah,
exactly. Or like the Boogeyman by Evie Oddly. Like, I think that this would have been a great opportunity for Ginger to show us something different. I don't think that Reba McEntire is something entirely different. Funny, absolutely. Spot on, absolutely. Jokes on point. Like, there is no bad critique for Ginger Minj. It's just, you know, wishing for something more.
Right. And but I also feel like even if it was Reba, I feel like she could have did more. She could have did more with Reba, made her way more funny, leaned into the wacky side of her or a little bit, made her a little bit wackier, but also keeping her grounded with a lot of her mannerisms and things that she already had down. But yeah, like it was good. It was a very, very good Snatch Game performance. I can't really say anything. Hey,
what's up, Christian? Hey, bro.
Hey, thank you.
Bro, put the link to your book in the comments for me, please. My bro wrote a book. I wrote a book, and then my bro wrote a book, and I'm proud of him.
We are about having more young black queer men writing.
Let's say black queer men. Young, we getting up there now.
As far as book authors.
But no, so obviously again, Ginger, there is no bad critique towards what she gave. She gave a stellar performance. I can't pick anything that she's done in this episode to say, oh, I can deduct a point from her Snatch Game. Who do we have next on the list, though?
That was good.
Yeah, good.
Pitbull.
On a couple of goods. Okay, we got
Georges. So Georges is leaning into this. Oh, I'm gonna be playing guys any chance that I get, type of thing. Because RuPaul loves seeing me play guys.
But see, that's the issue. Georges has become so masterful with her drag. Like, she knows what to do. Like, she doesn't get as much camera time, I've noticed. She's not like a whole feature in the confessionals. They don't really see her much in the workroom. You see her, but she's not getting the most camera time. But then when she comes, you know that she knows. And I think that's why she's like, low drama. I'm going to just interact with a little bit here and there. But my art is going to speak for me. She knows how to do drag. When RuPaul said it, okay, we're just going to have to find another way to pin that. That's a big link, bro. But like, she knows how to do drag. She knows what RuPaul likes. She knows how to play to the camera. She knows that what she gives is going to make the audience gag and eat. So Georges is can I pick apart anything that she's done in this Snatch Game? Like, anything bad?
No, because she kept it very simple. She responded pretty much with a lot of Pitbull lyrics.
Like, I would say about 80% of her responses were lyrics to Pitbull.
Right. And
songs,
and she was just trying to say things that was funny and make Ru laugh. But
what's up, Elijah?
But yeah, like I thought it was the second best performance, and to me there is a gap. There is a gap between the best and
I think that is a hidden bias that needs to be uncovered, because I think that
I'm really judging off of just straight the performance.
I don't think so. I think Georges had jokes. I think Georges was funny. Georges volleyed off of the others very well multiple times. I think she had
that's why I said she was the second best.
No. Why? Because Ginger had props. Like, she had a little microphone thing. Her jokes is funny. I'm sorry. Yeah. The whole phone sex thing was funny to me. But Georges was good. I really enjoyed Georges as Pitbull. The other people were safe. The only other person that I want to talk about was, and did we talk about already, Cynthia? Can we talk about her again, because she sucked?
No, because she sucked. Like
I was so disappointed. Cynthia Lee Fontaine, I am so disappointed. I love Cynthia, and she will remain one of my favorite drag queens.
Yeah.
But this all star run for you, mommy, was not it. Or TT, this wasn't it. Sorry, we love you, but no. The tooth fell out.
No, yeah,
She
and that
she
could have
had a
been,
couple of
you
moments.
know.
All right, so last year during the Halloween season, I managed the attraction at the haunted house called Bloodline. I myself was a vampire. I know how difficult it is to keep those teeth in your face. Be in the middle of talking to somebody, either swallowing it or spitting it out on somebody while you're trying to talk. And my team, they sang with these things. So I could give you a little bit of grace because I know how difficult it is, but at the same time, you're on freaking TV. This isn't like, and honestly, we did good to hide it at the haunted house, but there's a production value that we kind of like respect it in my team, and at the same time, you expect if you're gonna be on TV, that just makes your performance, your makeup feel and look very crafty, not professional. Um, and then because you created this character of Dracula, I enjoyed some of the jokes. There were way more jokes than Natalie Nunn. Um, but it didn't feel good. It kind of felt like I feel sorry for you, Cynthia. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just bringing everything down with this, but
You are, because you wanted to talk about Cynthia, and I just said it was terrible, and I left it at that. And
because I feel like Cynthia should know.
Cynthia,
somebody should tell her.
Why did
Somebody
you do
should
this?
say something to Cynthia Lee
I'm
Fontaine.
going to drown you in all
Maybe
of my
she
negative
doesn't
comments.
know. But she may not realize how
Cynthia,
bad it was.
You got to realize how bad you were.
Because it was bad.
It was really that bad.
It was horrible.
Horrible.
Snatch Game, I believe, is one of the hardest games.
We're just gonna keep drowning.
The drag queens tell us how Snatch Game is one of the most difficult challenges in the whole competition.
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't imagine being on the spot with this show and a different character that I have to be consistent in the whole time. And whoever this character that I selected, that I should have prepared for, but I couldn't imagine being that person on the spot unless I'm unprepared. And yeah, I want to see this. Sorry. That would have been actually funny if she said, hold on, then took out the fangs and changed her voice to answer the question. When they take it too serious, they don't have fun. Exactly. And I think on some level, that's been Cynthia's issue the entire season. She's been a little too serious and not having as much fun. That no, because her looks was a joke. That paper look, come on. I don't think you took it serious enough in that situation.
No.
I'm sorry. We can move on. Because I just have so much emotion towards Cynthia and how disappointed I am. And if somebody went this hard on me, I'd be in somebody's closet crying right now.
I know, and it's poor Cynthia. But Cynthia, you know what? You beat liver cancer.
Yes.
You are in remission. Remission? I don't know what I was saying. Remission. And yeah, you go right ahead, lady. Keep on keeping on and doing your doing your damn thing. We do love you. But unfortunately, you were in the bottom 2 this week.
Who else would you put in the bottom with her?
Who else would I put in the bottom with her? I would put in Mistress Isabel Brooks.
I think.
And are you about to do a hot take thing just to be a hot take? Yeah.
I was trying.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
You can't.
I was going to try, but no.
Yeah. You can't just, yeah.
I love her down, but some girls have to know they will never win this show. They do it. They just do it for higher booking fees. She's just not good at this game, but she's she's still a great queen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that she is.
And that's why I still love her regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I would definitely put Mistress Isabel Brooks in the bottom.
Yes.
Now RuPaul calls the girls back. Well, no, we have to do our runway first.
Yes, runways.
And the category is tiramisu.
Yeah, tiramisu. So basically, suit, tear away from the suit, or reveal in a suit, from a suit, something. So there was a lot of tearing aways and stuff like that. Stood out to me on the runway. Georgia's by far like one of the runways.
Yes. Came out in this wonderful, like fashion forward red oversized suit. Her hair had the little devil horns in it.
She had a little tail going.
There was even like this little shoulder pad horn that was coming out the side. Makeup on point. Did her little runway walk with that. Tore her way to this beautiful dress. Looked like she was going to dance salsa with upside down red cross.
She had slits in there, like 3 little claw marks and stuff all throughout. They had upside down crosses and hanging down from it and everything. Like it was so good. It was so good. She looked so hot. Like, and Georgia's that runway. And it was red. Yup. Red is my favorite color. Like, the worst thing you could do around me is wear some red drawers and have a fat butt. Woo!
Wait, this is going somewhere else. Back on track.
Georgia's back on track. Georgia's, that was basically red drawers, what she was wearing in front of me on national TV. And lady, I will fold you up like a napkin and put you in my back pocket.
So
take you out, wipe the corners of my mouth.
Another highlight for me would be Eileen the alien.
Yes.
So she came out in this suit, but it also was like she had shades on and big hair, and you kind of could tell something was amiss. But it's Eileen, so Eileen. Eileen. That's like you mixing alien and Irene. Irene. So you expect it to be something wacky, kooky. The look was actually on point, but then she rips it away to reveal
the mask off.
Well, yeah, she takes the mask off, throws the head to the side. Well, that's what it was. I'm sorry. I do a horrible job sometimes at describing these things. Oh, wait. We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
So Irene pulls away where she's this alien moth-like creature. It's an honorable mention. I don't think it was the best runway look. It was cute for Irene.
Right.
The story with it being a metamorphosis from Irene Dubois to Irene the alien, cute.
Yes.
I like that.
Aja, I thought Aja's was actually very good, and book it, because save this now in history, because when have y'all ever heard me besides give anybody in that Aja Muse family a compliment besides Tsunami Muse? Like, no. So Aja did very, very well for me. Like, she started off in this stunning green, little power suit type of power dress, type of power suit type of thing, little mini skirt suit, and then as she ripped off the suit and everything and peeled away, it was like she blossomed into this beautiful monarch type of butterfly type of dress thing. She looked great. She looked absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Kudos to you, Aja, because that runway, to me, it was my second favorite. I liked her look a little bit more than I liked Irene's, and I thought Irene's was a close third for me. Like Georgia's, Aja, and Irene were my 3 favorites.
So I want to talk about 3 more looks. I want to talk about Ginger Minj, because a lot of people are really going in on her runway look. Like, she came out in this oversized white tuxedo thing with the
Janelle
little
Monáe
hat,
inspired,
with the little top hat on it, little, with everything else being big. She got kind of red for proportion of the hat not matching the way she presented the suit. But then her tearaway was obviously to a wedding gown. It was cute. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, look at that. So I did want to talk about that.
I mean, it was more, oh my gosh, look at her body. Because Ginger's body was very, very nice in that wedding gown. It was very, very nice. You could definitely tell that she lost some weight. And I liked the bride better than I liked the groom look.
Everyone did.
But yeah.
The next one I want to mention is Mistress Isabel Brooks. The fuck?
Hated it.
Mistress comes out with what looks like a fat suit, but
it's a fat suit that's made to look like she's wearing a bathing suit. And then
it ties to what I was talking about earlier in the workroom with Rue when she was talking about her losing her weight and all this other stuff. And like I really do think it tied in, but execution, I don't think I would have done that. Elijah, I want to put your messages up in a second on the screen, but I want to wait before I put your messages up for the moment when we get there, because you're saying some stuff, and if you're not on YouTube looking at the comment section, you just don't know. So go over there if you want to, but if you're on Facebook watching, we appreciate you too. You just can't see what YouTube is saying,
right?
But
unless we put it up, and we'll be putting them.
Yeah, I'll put them
once
up
we
in
get
a little
there.
bit. So Mistress's look when she tears away or she pulls the fat suit down, that again, it just looked the fool. And it comes down, and she has this nice evening gown on. It's a part of her story. The story was great. Execution again, not so much. And Cynthia Lee Fontaine, just not your episode, sweetie.
So she came out in this like tiramisu kind of colored ensemble, but it was like in this like suit that she tore it off, and then it was supposed to fold down into this beautiful like tan and brown evening gown type of thing. But when she pulled the one piece off, it like wouldn't go, and then she had to, kind of like, and the way she had to take off her pants was real awkward because she went and like squatted down in front of the judges and pulled it out, and then the dress didn't unfurl, and then
I hate that she did that with her back towards the camera and the judges, because she had an opportunity for them to not see that,
and then she had like a piece that wasn't connected to the dress that was showing that, and it didn't, the hems didn't look finished either.
They weren't finished.
It was not a good experience. No. For me, and it didn't look like a good experience for Cynthia Lee Fontaine. God bless her, but no.
So, according to RuPaul, she picks 3 people.
Anybody else with eyes?
No, I'm just going over everybody. She picked Diabetes, Eileen the Alien, and Bosco to be safe.
Yes.
Then she picks her top 2 and bottom 3.
Yes. Or bottom
4. So the top 2 were Georges and Ginger Minge. Now, wait, I want to put this one.
Snatch Game comment.
This is the first one. Child, it's about to snow in August, because I can't believe I'm saying this. I like Ginger's outfit. Her first look, I don't understand, and the hate she's getting because in an addition editorial shoot that would have ate. I think that was the execution.
I liked her. I liked her wedding dress look as well. Like, that is the part that I liked. And then the Snatch Game one.
Was this one?
Yeah.
This whole Snatch Game was mid. There was like no clear OMG, she slayed, that's the winner. That's what I'm saying. This was Ginger's least impressive Snatch Game. She repeated the same joke she did in season 6 All-Star.
And if that's all she had to do, knowing that that's all she had to do, then that's all she had to do. But then that's what production also showed us. So she could have did more, but yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Georgia should have won. Lord, I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, I think that
Georgia's has a case, but do I think that I think, and just to announce the winner.
Yeah. Ginger Minge,
yes,
so surprisingly won this episode. So surprised. I didn't see that one coming.
And If you want to stop greatness, beat it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. I have no problem with dynasties. When Tom Brady was with the Patriots winning, hey, you got to beat him. Other than that, I like seeing him win. Go ahead, guy. Win all you want. You know, like I respect I'm not a Yankees fan, but I respect the franchise because what they go out and win. Not their fault. Not their fault. Beat them.
Actually, it is their fault that they win.
No.
I would hope that it was their fault that they put some effort into winning.
But I'm saying it's not their fault that nobody beat them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, greatness is going to do what greatness does, and that's win all the time. It's your job to stand in the way and change it and stuff.
Yes, but when the system is rigged against you or for someone else, because Georgia's
called America.
Georgia's could have easily have won this episode. Like, she should have won this episode, in my opinion. Her runway, her entrance look, as well as her reveal, was just spot on. Nobody's critique Georgia's look and say, "Oh, she did good on the second one, but the first one I didn't quite get it." No one's saying, "Oh, she repeated things that she did in her last thing." I guess we did say that because she stuck to the whole masculine character.
Yeah.
But it was still unique and original.
It was.
And
but
she didn't fumble.
Wasn't better than Ginger.
But Ginger should get points taken if we're talking about runway too.
The Maxi challenge was the snatch game.
And the runway, because I think the runway definitely affected
the runway people. Does not count unless it counts. And in this situation, it did not count.
It did not, but it should have.
It did not. RuPaul said it did not count because
we're rigged against everybody else. We're rigging it for Ginger. So whereas this would have been something that we would have picked up on. Y'all, freaking Carson had an issue with Lydia Butthole Collins' bottom of her dress not being steamed.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
But I agree. Don't call out freaking Ginger Minge. No, it should have counted.
They did call out Ginger Minge for the
look
of the first one.
It should have counted. That's what I'm saying. It should have counted. You did not have anything negative to say whatsoever about
the Maxi
Georgia.
Challenge that was announced was the snatch game.
Yes,
and Ginger won the snatch game. Ginger won the snatch game.
Arguable.
Ginger won the snatch game.
She wasn't my favorite.
Ginger won the snatch game.
See, people with this blind faith. That's why the world's in the situation it's in now.
It's not blind faith. I just opened my eyes and I watched the show.
I did. I watched the same show you did. If any other girl would have wore a Ginger outfit, they would have said something. Exactly. If anybody else had the same look that Ginger had, put that on Mistress. And Mistress is overall a good queen. Put that on anybody else. Size to their body. Doesn't have to be a thick girl. And come out the way she did. Yes, there would have been an issue.
They said something.
And it would have counted against them.
But the challenge,
even if they did good in the challenge, so you trying to say, but the challenge no,
I'm not saying, but I'm saying what is fact. You act like I'm making up something that is like totally irrelevant.
No. Well, I see the challenge is the challenge. Yeah, you win the challenge, but you're acting like the runway never causes a person to lose points from their challenge. It's not like her runway was just.
It does, and other times it doesn't. But it doesn't.
Because it's Ginger Minge.
No.
Because it's RuPaul and it's Ginger Minge.
No, it's just RuPaul. Like Ginger did. And Evie Oddly did Whoopi Goldberg and it was trash. So I
love that statement. Because you're a 7 in a room of 5s does not make you a 10. God damn it.
Hey, look.
Thank you.
You haven't been to many balls, have you?
But that actually,
because there's a bunch of times where people roll up and should be chopped, but they get 10s.
When those judges make those types of calls, everybody calls them out on their bullshit. And that's exactly what this is.
And I'm not saying that RuPaul ain't on bullshit. But
all right, that's my argument. Acknowledge that, because that's the argument right there.
No, I'm not. Yes, RuPaul is on some bullshit. Okay, she's on some bullshit. RuPaul's always on some bullshit because runways should matter, but they don't matter until they matter with RuPaul, and that's the bullshit. And I get that, but sometimes the bullshit falls on on the side of the fence where I'm not standing, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with bullshit being on their fence, in their yard, as long as it's not in my yard. I'm okay with it.
So Ginger Minge wins, and now there are these. Okay, I bet when you said you don't know about the boss, like I knew that he was involved.
Oh, there we go. Twice the Thug Realness. Okay, all right. Yeah, that was my old John, undefeated, by the way. But
thank you.
Yeah,
and it's not to be argued. Georgia should have won this episode. Period.
Mm-mm.
The only reason why Georgia should not have won this episode is because RuPaul has an affinity for Ginger's Minge.
I disagree. I felt Ginger had a better Snatch Game performance and thusly warranted the win overall because the objective of the challenge was to win the Snatch Game.
So we have our winner in Ginger Minge, and RuPaul calls out our bottom two. Originally 4, but I'm going to skip 2 of them. Cynthia Lee Fontaine and Mistress Isabel Brooks ends up in the bottom, and they have to lip sync to Who's Zooming Who, the a cappella version by Aretha Franklin. I'm sorry. And before we talk about the lip sync, this feels right. I'm not even going to ask does this feel right because it's the right thing to do. Those two needed to be in the bottom 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was correct.
I didn't have a lot of.
Natalie Nunn was not fun,
and Dracula was wackula.
Yeah,
just like me saying that.
Yeah, crack is whack.
Don't ever do crack. But so I think it's an obvious win for Mistress. Cynthia did. I don't know. I just feel like I love to see Mistress lip sync.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. Mistress. Yeah, when she does her thing, and and I feel bad about what I'm going to say. All right.
Why?
Because there are some tricks that Mistress was known for that she can't do anymore.
She tried though,
and it
it's
don't
so
look right.
Funny watching her do it now.
It don't look right.
She used to do this little thing with her breastplate where she make up her boobs pop.
Yeah, and but you don't have
her weight. She doesn't have all the body weight up here. She used to
the
kind of push it out,
and so it looks more like she jerking. Because she's trying to make.
She'll get it. She'll get it. She has to readjust it to her size.
But then, not just that, but then her trademark. like type of laugh where she gets all the jigglies and stuff like that. She did that, and it was nothing but hair. But because there's no face jigglage, and then when she's doing
I don't think she did that part for face.
Like when she's doing her, when she's doing her, like back in Wig Loose, yeah, she ain't got none of the jigglage now. That made that look like, funny fat woman. I'm sorry.
She just has to figure out.
It's like Michelle.
It can still work, but she just has to figure out at a smaller size.
But it's like Michelle. It's like, oh, I'm happy for you and you're relieved. But no. Why? You're meant to be like certain people are meant to be plump and round, and that's okay. But hey, do what you do. Do what you do. Do what you do, and yeah, kudos, but you gotta figure out some new tricks, lady, because a lot of your fat girl tricks that was working before when you was a fat girl, you not no fat girl no more.
So yeah, I can say it. See, All Stars 10 episodes in, first time in the season anyone was asked to sashay away with Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Yep.
Leaving us now with 8 queens.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like again, Mistress is living in her delusion.
Yes.
Lucy LaDuca is rubbing off on her. She's embodying Lucy right now. She's still trying to stir trouble, and she's looking kind of like she's flailing for help at this point. I'm sorry, not sorry. Ginger Minge has set the record of like 4 straight wins, or 4 tops in one season in a row.
Mm-hmm. 3 snatch game wins.
Three snatch game wins.
Undefeated in snatch game.
We were talking before the show about like the queen of snatch game. It still belongs to Jinx Monsoon. Just make that clear.
Ginger has a claim to the throne. You can't say Ginger does not have a claim to
Jinx
the throne.
Monsoon still sits on it.
Yes.
She has not been dethroned after 4 episodes, 4 attempts of
But
Ginger's.
Jinx Monsoon also sits on the queen of all queen thrones. And
but what I'm saying is
at the
she
end
has
of the
not
day,
been dethroned from the snatch game throne. She has not been dethroned.
I think
as strong as Ginger may be, she's as good as some of the other girls. None of them have dethroned Jinx Monsoon. Let's just make that clear. It has not happened yet. Not sure if it will. Someone may, but it has not happened yet. Do you concur?
I think that winning the snatch game 3 times is something. Well, winning the snatch game twice and winning snatch game of love warrants something. I am not taking anything away from Jinx. Jinx is the queen of all queens, and she is unchallenged and will go unchallenged until they do another all winners. And yeah. But I do think that that Ginger is a very, very strong candidate, if not the queen of the snatch game. She won it 3 times.
I'll say
no one can say that.
Only because she's been on more seasons. I feel like there are other queens that, and I got them in the top of my head, but there are other queens. I'm more than sure that if you gave them as many opportunities as Jinx has had, you'd find some more winners. I don't think that she's dethroning any Jinx Monsoon anytime soon.
And I mean that respectfully as a Jinx stan. Like, I love Jinx. Jinx is the queen of all queens and will forever be the queen of all queens. Like, the only way that if they can do another all winners and then call that queen the queen of all queens. But until that queen beats Jinx.
Yeah, you can't just take that away from Jinx. They have to beat her for that crown.
Yeah, like they got to get her to come back. And I don't think they're going to, and if I was Jinx, no. Y'all are not getting me to come back.
Unless that was already part of a contract, like, okay, you're going to carry this crown for X amount of years. We're going to bring you back so you can, like, defend your crown
it and stuff like that, yeah.
But, so next week is a talent, what calls it? It's not an extravaganza. It was, I don't know. It's a talent show.
Yeah, talent show.
These are all-stars, so I'm interested to see how they spin anybody to do like really bad at a talent show, because like I would think that even if
it's gonna be a lot of bitch tracks,
because if you're not like the most, maybe you don't dance or sing or do some type of acrobats, but you know what you do, and I would hope that you are prepared to make what you do stand out for you.
Yes. I would hope that nobody's gonna make any glasses of water again.
Oh, that's something to look forward to. I don't want to see a whole bunch of lip syncing.
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna be a bunch of that, but
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I want Irene to win this episode. I really want Irene to win and Ginger to be eliminated. I want Ginger. This sounds so bad. I want Ginger to suck so bad that nobody can defend the fact that she just did not do good. And the problem with what I'm saying, besides the fact that I'm wishing bad, is the fact that I know that Ginger's going to find a way to eat this up. I know, and it's not bad for her. It's just bad for the wish, which I really do.
Because Ginger's talent is singing.
So is Monet Exchanges, but you saw she did that one season. No, but what if she says, "Oh, I'm gonna swing big. I don't know," because only thing I think that she would do that would be bad. A talent show is not a place
to swing big. It's to do your talent. That's it.
Even if I had a God-given talent, I still wouldn't do it. I would just do something stupid to make Rue laugh. Apparently, that makes you win a challenge. Absolutely.
Yeah.
People could be doing splits on roller skates. If you can make Rue laugh and it really be funny, yeah, you got that. And we've seen some. I'm just thinking about freaking Global All-Stars, some of the talents that you knew were going to go through, and Rue looked at them like, what? Anyway, so yeah, that's where we are. Tune in next week to see what we have to say about this talent show.
Yes.
We're getting to the end of the season. We're getting there. I don't know how they're going to break this down, but it's coming.
Yeah, I think it's 3 more weeks, and then it'll be a lip sync SmackDown. So
where an eliminated queen will have the opportunity to come back
after in the final lip sync for the crown, like they get an automatic bye to the finals.
I think that's BS too.
Yeah,
like in the Lollapalooza lip sync, like when they're all bring me in for that. Don't let all these other girls fight super hard, and then somebody votes Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and then next thing you know, she's over here lip syncing against Ginger Mitch. I mean, she would still lose, but I just want it to be worth it,
Right.
And you just bypass the snatch game. You bought no. Mm-mm.
They might be building up to a Denali versus Ginge final again.
For shaking her breastplate, I was right. A top 7 for the crown is crazy, right? I mean, so y'all should be breaking down more queens, but I just have this thing buzzing in my ear called rigatry, rigor mortis. Because like
the person that made up rigor mortis had a whole season rigor mortis for them. So, and you don't see her complaining about any rigor mortis now.
Well, we're doing it for her.
No, you're doing it.
When I say we, I mean like the fan base.
And the fan base is delusional because at the end of the day, the person still has to bring quality. And that's the thing. It's like claiming that this is rigged is diminishing the great work that Ginger is bringing. Because Ginger is bringing great work.
No. The rigatry comes in when you fail to acknowledge the other great work that other queens are bringing, and you just keep giving it to Ginger. That's the rigatry.
If they're not, every queen has an opportunity to do something better. If no queen has done anything significantly better, then no.
Thank you guys for watching. God bless. No, me stop. You know what? I think that we're just going to see on two different pages with this one because we don't see.
I'm like, put up or shut up, walk to walk, talk to talk. If you're gonna talk to talk,
I think that you've had moments where other queens have actually done better. I feel someone can do a backflip off the roof on the stage into a shark pool, and RuPaul will still make Ginger beat them. I agree. I think that Georges was better.
And on that note,
but she was. Acknowledge her for her greatness.
I do.
Exactly.
She did not win. She did not win this week. Sorry.
If you was getting ready
not
to give,
sorry,
if you
but
were ready
sorry.
to give Ginger Minge, Jinx Monsoon's Snatch Game crown, then you can give Georges this episode.
Who won the episode?
Georges. Mistrial.
Who won the episode?
So RuPaul claims that Ginger Minge wins the episode. And
all is right with the world.
We don't have any choice but to go with it because it is RuPaul's show.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say all is right with the world, but this episode is done. There's nothing we can do about it. So we'll accept it and continue to watch it and hope that someone else will at least give her a good fight. That's all. I guess that's the most you could wish for. I do know that there are other girls on it that are really talented, and I just hope that they all get a fair shot. Like you said, if Ginge is bulldozing across these girls, then she's bulldozing across these girls. But I also feel like there's some talent that is not getting the camera time, or they're not getting the shine that they need.
Well, production, start giving people other shines, because even if, like I said, even if they could rig it, you know what I mean? All they want, they could have probably went into this whole with the intention of rigging it for like Lydia Butthole Collins. But at the end of the day, if Lydia Butthole Collins is not given what needs to be given, she's not winning. So I feel like Ginger is giving enough to win. You know, whether it's enough for us, it doesn't matter because it's not called our drag race. It's called RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's enough for RuPaul. So, hey, it's what it is. Can't be what it ain't.
And with that being said, do you want to say anything wonderful to these wonderful, great, lovely people?
Oh my gosh, make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Make sure that you comment, keep the conversation going, and everything. We appreciate everybody. Elijah being so amazing. Everybody being so amazing in the conversation. Again, keep hope alive. Be strong. All right, we all in this together. Hopefully, another 4 more years. and no World War III break out between now and then. But we here. Wakanda forever, all that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank y'all for coming. God bless you and good night.